From now on, it's going to be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women.
But at this point, this stupidity is no longer funny. You see, the erasure of women by gender ideology is not a hoax. This thing is real, and it keeps happening while many women actively cheer this movement on and celebrate their very own demise. I mean, is that ridiculous? The first female to become the richest person in the world is probably a few hormone jabs and a sex change surgery away from achieving his dream. Or he can just, simply come out of the closet and boldly proclaim his new gender ideology or identity without any skin in the game. And some women will still consider it to be a major progress towards gender equality. Yes. And a perfect example of this is the announcement we got from the Miss Universe organization last week. Yes, the Miss Universe pageantry held last week, and we got a very extraordinary announcement from the first female owner in a very viral clip that everyone has been talking about. And I want to address that clip today. But before I go ahead to address it, let's take a look at this clip.
The Miss Universe organization, from now on, is going to be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women. For all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism.
Of course, this is funny. Like, it's okay to look at this ridiculous video and laugh at the fact that this person considers himself to be the first female owner of this organization. I mean, that's just another man owning the Miss Universe organization. That's a man. And no amount of surgery, makeup, dresses, and high heel will transform him into a woman. But at this point, this stupidity is no longer funny. I mean, the accent is, which is even ridiculous coming from someone like me with my Nigerian accent. But I really don't find the whole gender ideology cut funny anymore. I don't think it's funny. It's no longer a crazy practice happening in a faraway land. Many Nigerians see this as, the West just going crazy. They feel, they are not affected by it. Such nonsense can't take root in Africa, they say. But nothing is further from the truth. First, we already have them amongst us, though not as pronounced as the freaks in the West. They're not that pronounced, but it's only a matter of time. They're just waiting for the right moment. Second, most people I know have relatives in the West. I have aunts, cousins, and friends living in the West, and they have to deal with this on a daily basis. How am I sure that, my male cousins won't identify as a female in a few years? And aren't my female cousins affected by trans women invading women's spaces and seizing their opportunities? Is that not something I should be concerned about? How does my aunt go about, raising sane children instilled with African values and Christian values in a foreign land? The next time I see them, will I be having a conversation with a rational, sensible person or with a woke moron? Third, the lecturers who would teach my children is currently in a university in the West getting the best education and getting introduced to woke ideology. And he can't wait to share this with his future students. The movies, the TV shows, and even the music made by Nigerians these days are with Western influence. These artists are signed and endorsed by woke corporations. Many high-quality Nigerian films are on Netflix. And it would be idiotic and moronic of me to think that the woke mind virus isn't seeping through the people calling the shots and greenlighting the things that end up on my screen and earphone as original, unique African entertainment. That would be stupid of me to think that such is not the case. Fourthly, which has more to do with the subject of this video, these ideas are not just being pushed in the West. They get pushed on the global stage. Like, do you still remember the craze about the anti-gay laws in Qatar? I mean, I still remember the pressure the Nigerian government had to face when they were about to pass, their own anti-gay law in Nigeria. Now, I don't support these laws. Many of them are really cruel. Like, to give gay couples 14 years imprisonment, that's really cruel. But I'm also wary of foreign government interference and neo-colonialism. Like, when this ideology takes complete hold of Western governments, and with the way they keep pushing this agenda like they are fighting some serious evil in the world, where do you think their next stop would be? Of course, they're coming here. And Nigerians and other African countries are no match for these people. Right? Like, for the right price, our government is willing and ready to cave. Plus, some seeds of this ideology will already be in bloom in my country at that point. And with regards to, the owner of the new owner of Miss Universe, his story highlights a crucial problem with many people who claim to be transgender. Like, according to him, he was queer as a child and didn't have friends growing up. He felt different, wished he was a girl. And to make matters even worse, his teacher molested him at a very young age. The only thing he could relate to as a child growing up was Oprah Winfrey. And that is his role model, who he is now richer than, by the way. And this story is analogous to most of the people in this LGBTQIA plus community. These are people with troubled childhood, growing up in a climate that didn't recognize their troubles or bother to address them. And this climate is mostly the case in third world countries where childhood struggles, they just take the back seat. And the struggle for survival is front and center, making us a perfect breeding ground for woke and gender ideology. So as Africans, we should ask ourselves, are we ready for this ideology when it finally comes knocking on our door? Have we given our children the proper training for the strange world that is coming? Or are we still busy trying to pay rent when while we are neglecting our duties and roles as parents, pun slightly intended? We can laugh at the West now, but would that be the case in 10 years? Look, the erosion of traditional values in Africa and in Nigeria is already at its inception right now. Like, it is not strange to hear Nigerians say that their tradition is stupid. Yes, they still practice it, but most of them still think it is just ridiculous. While they are practicing it, they are like complaining, this is ridiculous, this is unnecessary, this is stupid. And if we don't address this sentiment, if we don't and we don't try to make a strong case for our culture and our values, if we don't value our tradition and continue to reduce it to just fashion and music like the West tries to do with every so-called African movie, if we don't value and safeguard and protect the good in our way of life, we will lose it, and we will lose it more rapidly than the West is doing currently. I mean, we are not even paying attention to our children who have become TikTok junkies. I'm sure Nigerians make up a significant portion of the TikTok users we have in the world. Keep making the same dance move for every new song by our favorite artists. And that is how it all starts. And I'm not even being an alarmist. This is real. It's serious. Like, look at the explosion of the nose ring trend in Nigeria. Like that, the way the nose ring trend in Nigeria exploded still baffles me to this day. What's remaining is the blue hair, pronouns in our bio, and a college degree from a progressive lecturer. That is what is remaining. That is what is left at this point. I mean, don't say I didn't warn you, because this thing is coming. And I believe strongly that we are not ready. We are not ready. And that is why this thing is no longer funny. And people in this part of the world should take this thing seriously, should pay attention to this, and prepare our children for what is coming. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of our subsequent videos. And I would love to know in the comments, as always, what do you think about the new owner of Miss Universe? Do you consider that to be the first female owner, or just another male owner? Let me know in the comments, and until the next video, peace.